I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's an amazing video by Rukshan. So yesterday there was 2 marches in the city. Well, it wasn't 2 marches. There was a small club and a massive revolution. But one of the marches was an anti-racism, anti-fascism, anti-right-wing group. They have huge money behind them. There's talk that they're funded by the unions. There's talk that they're funded by the government. They've got colourful posters that they've put up everywhere against the other march. But a few weeks ago they had 80 people, and yesterday someone said they had about 100 people. And Rukshan went down to meet them and to talk to them, and they're basically telling him to F off. I mean, and so they're all white people in an anti-racist march telling one of the heroes of the state, Rukshan, to F off. And it's actually been promoted by the Greens Party and by Fiona Patten and the Animal Liberationist guy. I mean, here they are promoting this little group, and all they're peddling is hate. If you go to their page, it's just full of hate. And they're up against 400,000 plus Melbournians pushing love and freedom. That's what they want. They want unity, they want freedom, they want decency back. And somewhere there's just tons of money, and we don't have anywhere near their money. Somehow this small little group of haters has all the money behind them. Now, this is perverse, and this is what's happening here. If you're out there now in the government, this is why you've got to walk away from the bill. Not Dan Andrews, he won't hear this, but anyone else, it's toxic. The people don't want it. Your own website says for every one person that turns up at a protest, there's 10 people who wish they could make it. So we had, Sky News said 450,000. So let's say it's 400,000. That means there's 4 million Melbournians who don't want what you're selling. You know, it's like 2/3 of the population. And so so the other one is 10, up against 1,000 if they had. So we have 400,000 plus against 1,000. I think the writing is on the wall. I think Melbournians have made it very clear. There's a talk, I don't always believe this, but there's talk that, you know, the global elite are trying to set up the future of the world and testing it in Melbourne. This is what they want, their smart cities and everything. Well, I think Melbournians today very clearly said F off. We don't want it. And so we'll hope for the rest of the world. The rest of the world must be looking at Melbourne going, when are Australians going to wake up? Well, we were there yesterday. And if you don't change, you keep going the way you're going, then we're going to have more marches. And it's conceivable that we could hit 1 million people. That's what's conceivable, which is just extraordinary. And one of the reasons we'd hit 1 million people is it's wonderful to be in the crowd. It just fills you with something that they've been trying to crush for ages, and that's the Australian spirit. And yesterday, the Australian spirit was alive and well. And if you want to check it out, don't just check the live streams to check all the different races and ages. Look at all the signs that people handmade. So you had hundreds of thousands of people who were so determined to get the message across that they handmade their own signs and banners. This is huge. And we did that yesterday. Yesterday was a revolution. It was an absolute revolution. My dog's going crazy behind me. And it was an honor to be a part of it. It was like, I should have said this in the speech, it was like we were setting up a moving church that just wanted freedom and decency and tolerance, and what we want apartheid gone. And we've got apartheid in the city, and we don't want it. So get rid of it. If you're out there and you're a business, that's 400,000 people that don't want what you're selling. So tell the government to F off, refuse to pay their fines, and just accept all Melbournians, because we are one people. And that's what we said yesterday. 450,000 people said we want to be one people. We want to sing our national anthem. We are one and we are free, and mean it. So it's time to actually get on the right side of history, because I've said for ages that we're on the right side of history and a long way from home. we are getting closer to home all the time. And eventually, once we get these numbers keep growing, you just cannot stop us. It's time to wake up.